So I'd like to thank you for having me. I enjoy your podcast, so I'm excited to have you on mine. For the first part, can you please introduce yourself for those who don't know who you are?
Of course. And I just want to say thank you so much for having me. This is so special. So, hi, everyone. My name is Alison Cohen. I'm 16 years old, and I am a singer, dancer, and actor located in Toronto, Canada. And I'm also the host of the Inspiration Show podcast, where I interview people who have inspired me, similar to your podcast.
That's awesome. And so, what really got you into theater?
So there wasn't an exact moment that kind of got me into theater. It was always something that I had gravitated to. I always loved, music. I've always loved acting and dancing, and it was just something that really made my heart happy. And there was a vivid moment that I remember my mom took me to go see a show, and I was sitting in the audience, and my mom loves telling this story because I have no recollection of it. But she says that I turned to her and said, I want to be up on that stage one day. And exactly 3 years later, I was in that show with the exact same people doing the same choreography because they brought it back on tour again. And it was just so special to see how, when I was younger, it came to me when I was sitting in the audience that this is what I wanted to do. And then knowing that 3 years later, I did what I saw up on that stage was really special to me. And I just think theater is magic. It's so amazing when you get to step out on a stage and tell a story and portray a character and to see the effect that it has on an audience. It's so special to get to do that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so, you mentioned you also have a podcast. What made you start your podcast?
So during COVID, I mean, my main medium for self-expression, of course, is the theater. I'm a theater major in high school. So when quarantine kind of went down and, we couldn't go to school anymore and I couldn't be on the stage, I couldn't act, I kind of needed a new medium because I felt that so many people around me were so isolated. Funny because we were in isolation. It's so sad that we couldn't talk to people, we couldn't be with people. So I wanted to invent a new medium of self-expression that was COVID friendly and COVID safe. And it was really after seeing a movie on Disney Plus called Clouds, which is the true story of Zach Sobiek, who was a musician who had cancer. And his main mission was to leave behind music after his death, kind of as his goodbye to the world. And I saw this movie and it really had a life-changing impact on me that I can't really describe with words, but that was my main inspiration after seeing that movie that I realized that I wanted to make a podcast and this is what I wanted to do. So it kind of started as a silly little passion project to bring people happiness and inspiration during COVID. And that was 4 years ago. And it's crazy that I'm still, continuing through it to this day. And, it's brought so many incredible people into my life and it's gone places and made my wildest dreams come true. And it was so unimaginable to think that, this little 12-year-old just wanted to bring people happiness during a global pandemic. And now where it's brought my life and 16-year-old me, it's so unimaginable and it's so crazy.
That's awesome. And so, your podcast is called The Inspiration Show, if I'm correct. Yeah.
Yes.
Who are some of your biggest inspirations and why?
So that is a great question. I'm definitely really inspired by everyone that really comes on my podcast, but people in particular, especially in theater, that, really have inspired me to always pursue your dreams and never really be scared of like the hardships that you might be facing. I mean, my parents are some of my biggest inspirations because they inspire me daily, like seeing them go to work every day and come home and just seeing all the lives that they've changed is so special. One of my particular inspirations is Erin Rose Doyle. She was in Parade, and I had her come on my podcast, and she and I just got so incredibly close. I call her my big sister, and it's just so awesome to see someone close in age with me making their dreams come true, and especially on Broadway, because I feel that we don't talk a lot about youth and children on Broadway. And,
Mhm.
see her being, 3 years older than me. She was living in Texas when she booked Parade, and like to see how she made her dreams come true and how she was such a go-getter. And, she moved to the city at such a young age and she just worked so hard to get to where she is today. And it's so special that her and I are really close and that, she inspires me through all the amazing things that she does.
That's awesome. And so, you have your Green Room 42 show coming up. Can you please explain a little bit about what that is, how you created it, how you chose the people who are performing in it, for those who don't know?
Oh, of course. So I am performing at the Green Room 42 this Monday, June 10th. I am so excited about it. The show is called The Journey of Inspiration Through Theater, and it's kind of a pun that kind of goes hand in hand with The Inspiration Show, which is my podcast. And it talks about my journey of inspiration and how I started The Inspiration Show and how it all came to be and how theater was a huge part of that and how I always found a love for theater. Like it was always something that I had, but how my love for theater really evolved while doing the inspiration show. So I'm so excited. So basically, we are taking songs from well known musicals and I kind of shape them to tell the story of my life and my journey and how, I started my podcast and how that got me to where I am today. And some of my favorite people who I call my found family, they're like my older siblings who I had on the inspiration show are going to be performing with me. So that includes the cast of Dear Evan Hansen, the cast of Parade, some cast members from Jagged Little Pill and Pippin. It is some of my biggest Broadway inspirations who became family. We are all taking the stage together to kind of share my story with the main message to inspire people and show them that dreams really do come true because it is a cliche and I totally get it. It's a little cheesy and corny, but your dreams come true when you work for them, and dreams only come true when you work for them and you make those dreams come true because you are the only person that has the power to do that. So I'm so excited to get to tell my story on this iconic stage that I've watched some of my biggest Broadway inspirations, bare their souls out and sing really awesome songs and share their story. So I'm so excited to get to be the one to do that alongside my favorite people.
That's awesome. And so, I assume you watch the Tony Awards with
Of
as a
course.
theater kid. So, who do you think is going to win Best Play and Best Musical for the 2024?
Ooh,
Putting you on the spot, I know.
that is so hard. I'm gonna get a little backlash for this, but I don't really keep up with the plays. I've heard amazing things about Appropriate, and I've just heard how incredible it is. So I definitely think they might win. But Best Musical, this is my specialty. So I definitely think it's gonna go to The Outsiders. And I have a little bit of a funny story. So I graduated from an arts elementary school, and I continued as an art student in high school, specifically in theater. And my entire grade 7 year was The Outsiders, actually. So we read the book The Outsiders in our English class. And then in our theater class, our assignment was to restage the trial from The Outsiders, where if Johnny was guilty or not. And everyone in our class had a different role. And it was like we were in court and we were testifying against Johnny or testifying for Johnny. And we reenacted that entire trial. And The Outsiders was truly the first book I ever loved. And it's just a very, very special story. And it's something very close to my heart. And some of my really good friends are actually in The Outsiders on Broadway, which is so crazy. And I just definitely think that they'll take the cake. I'm very, very excited for them, and I'm so proud of them.
Yeah, same with me. I don't really watch like any of the plays. Like, I'm not really a play person.
Yeah, I
Uh,
love plays, but I have to say musicals have a special place in my heart.
yeah, for sure. And so we were talking about this separately, but you did press for Parade and Evan Hansen. So
Yeah.
what was your favorite part about doing press for these shows?
Oh, that's so fun. So essentially, I reached out to some of my favorite actors who were in Parade and Dear Evan Hansen because they were just such special stories that really resonated with me and impacted my life. And I reached out to them, wasn't really expecting to hear anything. And I had almost the entire tour cast of Dear Evan Hansen and the entire Broadway cast of Parade come on my show. And they just became like family to me. Like we were sitting on the computer, just like you and I are right now, just talking. And I was asking them questions and they were answering it. And the connections that were created, they didn't really just stay guests on my show. They became really close friends and family and kind of like older siblings that I've always wished for. And it was just so much fun to get to be the smallest part of shining a light on my two favorite musicals and, getting to use my platform as awareness for the shows because both these shows have very important messages behind them. And not only are they beautifully acted shows by incredible cast members, but they really do change the perception of life, the perception of people. And I truly think theater is the best way to do that. So, number one was definitely getting to use my platform to share what means so much to me, being these two shows. And then two were definitely the connections that it gave me because I cannot imagine my life without these people.
That's awesome. And so, what advice would you give to your 8-year-old self?
Ooh, that's so fun. I was 8 years old when I did my first school production. It was Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the musical, and I wanted Violet so, so bad. And then I saw the cast list and I got Grandpa Joe, and it was 8-year-old Allison at the time, and I turned to myself and I was like, I'm playing a grandpa? What the heck? And I was kind of sad about it. And then I got the script and I just fell so in love with the part, knowing that he was an inspiration to Charlie and that they got to go on this inspiration together. So the advice for my younger self would probably be to never give up. It's something that my parents and my family always drill into my head because in this industry we get so much rejection, we get no after no after no, and sometimes it can get so hard and it can kind of ruin you because you get all these no's and then you're like, what's the point? Like, why am I trying so hard and I'm just hearing no after no? So I know it's cliche and I know everybody says it, but never give up because you will find something that means so much to you. And then all those no's will be worth it for that one yes. So I would definitely say keep going, do what makes you happy. Don't listen to others if they're being negative or if they're not being a good support system. And definitely just never give up because you never know where that determination and where your love and passion will take you.
That's awesome. And so this next question actually ties into the last one. But what advice would you give to others who would like to pursue theater?
Ooh, I would definitely say just try your best because I know that working with theater, a lot of people say you need to know how to dance, sing, and act. And that is partially true. But, growing up, I was always very sensitive about my singing voice. Like, I didn't really like to sing in front of people. I was always scared that I wouldn't sound good, or I was always scared that something was going to tear me down. But I definitely would say to those is just try your best, be yourself because everyone else is already taken and nobody is judging you. I know it might feel like that because when you're auditioning, there's a panel and people are literally just sitting behind a table watching you and listening to you. And I know how crazy that can feel, but honestly, just take a deep breath. They're there to see you. They don't want to see somebody else. If you're auditioning for something, they want to cast you. They want to see who you truly are and what you can bring to a table. So I would definitely just say, be yourself. And I know so many people say it, but it is so, so true.
That's great. And so that wraps up the question portion. So as mentioned, I'm gonna be doing a guest lyric with the shows that you mentioned,
I'm
some Ben
excited.
Platt, and so just throwing in everything.
Ah, I would
Uh,
hope I'll be good at this.
so we're gonna start off with uh, this one is from The Outsiders the musical.
Okay.
Uh,
I have to tell you what song it's from.
sorry.
Do I have to tell you what song it's from?
You'll have to say the song and then finish the lyric.
Oh, okay.
But this one you're gonna be able to guess the song like that because the title's in the lyric.
Okay, let's do it.
Uh, all these great expectations meet these grave revelations.
Am I the one in control?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
what song?
That is from Great
Yeah.
Expectations. Shout out Tony nominee Brody Grant. He was amazing. He was in the City Center production of Parade, and I remember just listening to him, and I was like, "You are gonna go so far. You're incredible." And
Honestly, I have a feeling he's gonna pull it in.
woo! Yay, Brody!
But I was kind of hoping Notebook would get nominated for Best Musical.
I agree. One of my really, really close friends, who's like a big brother to me, he's a swing in the Notebook and he covers young Noah. And I'm just so, so proud of him. It's been so awesome getting to watch him work with one of my favorite movies and turn it into a musical and bring it to Broadway. It's so special.
Like even Joy Woods, I'm surprised she didn't get nominated.
Me too. I was very
Uh, and and so this one, speaking
Ooh.
of Joy Woods, this is from the Notebook.
Okay.
I have to run away. I have to sit and stay.
It's from My Days.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, what's the next lyric? Have to am I the no. What is the next lyric? Oh my
And this
goodness.
this is my favorite song from the show.
I
So
know, me too. And it's all over my For You page. It's
I
all
know.
I
And like when I
like
open Instagram, that one of her on the rooftop, running on the rooftop,
so good.
it's amazing.
So good. Oh my goodness, it's not coming to me. I'm gonna get major backlash for this one.
Somehow Joy's gonna see and she's gonna comment on it.
Is it because I followed my joy, I followed my heart? Is it that part?
No.
Uh-oh, what is it?
I want to live a life where I'm allowed to stay.
Oh, so yeah, that's the next part that I followed my oh, I just forgot that little tiny part there.
Yep.
Oh no, that was uh-oh.
And so this one is a Ben Platt song. I'm not gonna say the album,
Okay.
but extra points if you can guess the album.
Okay.
This is my favorite song from the album. So, if I
Okay.
killed my thoughts right before their prime, have I bit my tongue one too many times?
That's from Honey Mind. No.
Nope.
No, I lied. That is Sing to Me Instead.
Yeah.
but I cannot pinpoint the song
I
because with the new album, there are so many songs just running through my head and
and
act
there's so many acoustic songs. I love the new album. It's so much like different.
so good. Yeah, no, you beat me on that one.
So it's from older.
Oh, I knew that. I
Uh,
so knew that.
and
It's so
it's
hard when you're like put on the spot. You like lose your brain.
and like you know them, but you can't like
You
think of
can't
them.
pinpoint them. It's so hard.
And speaking of Honeyman, I'm listening to the record player. I was listening to the record player right now, right before.
Such a good album.
It's the Barnes and Nobles.
Oh yeah.
The Barnes and Nobles. What is it? I can't find it. So the Barnes and Nobles exclusive yellow one. So the
Oh,
honey
that's
color.
so awesome. Oh no, everything Ben does is just perfection.
Yeah, I
He's
can't
amazing.
find it.
He's
And I
like
read it.
also a really big inspiration of mine.
Oh yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Uh, and so we got all that. So this one's also from we're gonna come back to that one. That one's old. Another Ben Platt. This one's from Dear Evan Hansen.
Okay, here we go.
This one is the biggest tearjerker in the show. So
Okay.
this was just a sad invention. It wasn't real, I know.
Wasn't real. I know. That is from Words Fail.
Yeah.
It's not, is it? So I just stand here sorry, searching for something to say. No, I'm skipping the line just like I did with My Days.
Honestly, that's not even a line. So
Sorry, what was the lyric?
but like the first one
Yeah,
that you this was
yeah.
just a sad invention. It wasn't real, I know.
Wasn't that's the very, very beginning of the song.
Mhm. Close, yeah.
It's I never meant to make it such a mess. I never thought they would go this far.
No, this is actually towards like the middle slash end.
The end?
Uh,
Oh
so
my goodness.
do you want me to tell you?
Oh, but we were happy.
But we were happy. I guess I
I
couldn't
guess
let
I
that
couldn't give
go.
that up. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm flip-flopping.
And I saw a video. Jeffrey Cornelius. He's performing in your green room show, right?
Yes, Jeffrey
Yeah.
is a really good
I
friend of
saw a
mine.
video of him on closing night of Dear Evan Hansen. He had a bloody nose during that song,
Yes, he did have a bloody nose during that song.
and I was like, oh my gosh, he's given it his all. Like,
Oh, that is such a hard song to sing because it's very high
and it's
and you're
very emotional.
and it's very emotional. You're crying throughout the entire song. And I just remember asking, there are so many incredible Evans in my life. And I always ask them, what's the hardest song you had to sing?
And it's
And it's
Woodsdale.
funny because everyone would always have different answers, but Words Fail is definitely a popular one.
And the thing about being Evan is you don't get a break off stage.
Oh, definitely.
The only time they get breaks is like Requiem.
Intermission and Requiem. Yep.
Yeah. And I remember seeing Ben Platt in a live stream, and he was talking about how he had to use the restroom on opening night of Devin Hansen.
Yep.
Uh, and this one is from Parade. Ben Platt sings it. So,
Yeah.
uh, no, this isn't over. No, the date's not set.
No, I won't wake up tomorrow drowning in my sweat.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so there's so many Ben Platt songs because half of the shows are from Ben Platt and half of them are his album. But let's see. Okay. So you're afraid to need someone because you've been burned, you've been burned, you've been burned.
Love is good until it's gone. That's
Yeah.
what you've learned. What you've learned. What you've learned.
And what album is that from?
That is also Sing to Me Instead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
I'm
so
getting
this
tested.
this one isn't actually you may have seen it. I think you saw it. I think you said you saw it. Wait a minute though. I chopped down the beanstalk, right? That's clear.
That is Into the Woods. Jack. That's Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the first ever tours that I did, there is a theater company here in my hometown in Canada. They take like fairy tales and turn them into musicals, but they put a little spin on it. So
Hmm.
the one that I toured with was actually called Beanstalk, and it was a spin on Jack and the Beanstalk, but Jack had a best friend who was a wizard.
Hmm.
And it was really fun to see all those little twists that we did, and
So
it was so much fun to tour with.
that's awesome. So what's the next lyric?
Oh my goodness. I was never actually in Into the Woods. So
I thought you said you played Little Red, no?
I did, but that's not. Oh my gosh, yes, I did. Where's my head? But I unfortunately cannot give you that next lyric.
It's but then with no beanstalk, then what's queer is how did the second giant get down here in the first place, second place?
Oh yeah, I would have never got that.
It's during like the big argument
I
song.
was in Into the Woods when I was really little, so it's been a couple years in my defense.
So this one is my favorite song from an album of Ben's.
Uh-oh, I'm scared if I get it
Favorite.
now.
Uh, the roots may be strong and the branches are sturdy.
Oh no, I'm blank. Oh my goodness. I know exactly what song you're thinking of, but the title and the lyrics are not coming to me.
What album is it from?
That's Honey Mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not coming to me. I need to go over my Honey Mines. In my defense, it just came out too. So I have to
I mean,
have to
you haven't memorized. It came out like 10 days ago, six
I
days ago. You
know.
should be off book by now.
I know I should be.
That's
I
what
really
Ben Platt said at his opening night of Honey Mine.
No, he's totally right. I should be off book. I
Yeah.
really should be.
So it's from Treehouse.
That song was
It's my favorite song.
so good. I know
Favorite.
Monsters was my favorite because
Monsters is amazing.
he played it on their Reverie tour and it just resonated with me so much. Like I was sobbing and I was like, I cannot wait for this to come out so I can listen to it whenever I want.
I also love from the Reverie. I also love what was it called? I Want to Love You But I Don't.
I was just gonna say that is one of my favorite songs on the album. I love it
I
so
have a
much.
friend who lives in New York and he said he didn't like Reverie. He said it didn't sound like something Ben would write.
No, Reverie was amazing. Everything Ben does is perfection, honestly.
And so this one, this was another Ben Platt. Uh, it's just a cruel joke that chemicals play.
I love that lyric. That is Sing to Me Instead, if I'm not mistaken. No? No,
No.
it's also Honey Mind.
Yeah.
And I'm not off book on Honey Mind. I apologize. I'm
Uh,
off book as soon as possible, I promise.
do you know what song? It was the first song that Ben released as like a hint to Honey Mine.
But that's from Andrew.
Yeah.
But I do not know the next lyric. But I know
Uh, you don't want to kiss me because I'm not like the girls in the posters that hang on your wall.
that's also a Ben Platt lyric. Is that
No,
not?
that was the continuation of
Oh,
Andrew.
that's a continuation. Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds like something Ben would write. But I
Yeah.
don't know the next lyric. Oh my gosh, I am bombing this. I need to get better at this game.
And so this one actually is not a Ben Platt. So it's
Uh-oh.
safe. This
I'm
one
getting crushed.
this one's from Jagged Little Pill.
Uh-oh. Shout out my
So
Dylan Clenna.
he's gonna
Shout out. I was not a huge Alanis Morissette fan until Dylan got cast, and then I listened to the
I had
cast.
never heard of Jagged Little Pill until it came to Chicago.
Oh, really? Did you get to see it in Chicago?
No.
No. Oh,
Because I heard about my friends told me about it the day they were leaving, and I was like, oh, maybe they'll come back. And then I
oh,
saw Del and Story. I'm like, oh, the closing. Oh,
yeah.
okay. And so I found a slime tutorial on it, so I'm happy now. But
I'm so bad with my jagged lyrics. I also won't get this one. I'll tell
this
you.
one is not something that Dylan sings though. So
Oh, okay. Okay.
uh, wasn't able to make it enough for you to be open wide.
Yeah, I got nothing.
And every time you speak his name, does he know why you told me you'd be there until you died? It's from You Ought to Know.
Oh, I love that song. I love that song. I'm so bad with lyrics. I'm a melody person.
And so this one is from Sing to Me Instead. So you're a little safe.
So I'm just a little bit safe.
A little safe. Uh,
Probably not.
you put all your faith in my dreams. You gave me the world that I wanted. What did I do to deserve you?
I follow your steps with my feet. I walk on the road that you started. I need
Yep.
you to know that I heard you. Every word. That is mine and my mom's song. I love that song so much.
Yeah, I also have that album.
Oh, I love that song. That is a very, very special song. Has a very special place in my heart.
And so for the final one, we're gonna do another Ben Platt because I have the lyrics on the vinyl. And
Oh, let's do it.
so let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 to 10. Which one?
Ooh, let's go too.
Okay. You always said that I'd come back to you again because everybody needs a friend. It's true.
No, this one is on the no. It's not gonna come to me.
It's
No.
it's Bad Habit, if that
Yes,
helps.
that I knew. Oh my goodness. No, I got nothing.
Someone to quiet the voices in my head, make them sing to me instead. It's you.
I know. I love when artists do that and they sneak the little album title into a song, but it's not like cheesy or corny or anything.
I will say with Honey Mine, like the song, but not the not the
Yeah.
album. The song Honey Mine. I actually wasn't a big fan of song Honey Mine.
Really?
I mean, it was good, but it wasn't like out of all of them, it definitely was not like top five.
The one thing that I love about Ben too is that his voice is so unique. He can do anything. He can sing like low tempo songs, he can sing up tempo songs, he can sing like more poppy songs, or he
Well, I
can sing.
mean, we saw him sing
Yeah.
Requiem,
Oh, that made me cry. Yeah.
and so
That
I'm really hoping he sings that when I come because I would love to hear him sing Requiem
oh
live.
yeah. Oh no, he's gonna be so awesome. I
And I
really hope
told, and I think I told you I get to meet him, right?
that's so awesome.
Yeah. So, uh, out of all the ones, I will say it took me a while to get used to Andrew.
Mhm.
Because I liked Andrew at first, but I wasn't really like vibing with it.
It's like that with a lot of songs too. I find that you have to listen to them over and over again before they start to resonate with you. Because when you're listening to something for the first time, you're like, "Oh, what is this?" Especially if it's an artist that you like, and they kind of like to try something different. There are some artists out there, and like I don't mean to be mean. I love art and do what makes you happy. Put out your art, do whatever. But there are some artists where all their songs kind of sound the same, or like all the songs on one album sound the same. And I love how Ben is totally not like that.
He just
He
mixes it up.
mixes it up, he taps into different styles, and it's so beautiful to get to watch
Like
and to
basically
get.
goes from Andrew to Cherry on Top, which are like two
Yeah.
completely different.
I also love that when you're listening to an album and the vibes kind of switch so quickly. I love that so
Like
much.
you dance in one moment and then it switches like violin.
Oh, 100%.